So, as you all may know, we're entering a period of time in the world that only happens every other year.
Oh, wow.
It's 2 weeks of major pop culture announcements. This current week is D23, which is known as the Disney Fan Expo. Mm-hmm. And then next week, obviously, is Comic-Con. Our next episode, LuZoCast 55, will definitely be very Comic-Con heavy. But anyway, this week, D23 came out. And there were a lot of announcements, a lot of interesting things. The biggest thing, I think, for Disney as a company that was announced is the new Star Wars land. We actually finally got to see a couple, an actual scaled model of the entire land completed, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. What else did we get?
There were a lot of things. They released some new... They did show some footage of different movies, including Star Wars Episode 8. They showed footage of.
They did the behind the scenes thing that they did for Episode 7 at the last D23, which is interesting because a lot of people are speculating, or have been speculating, you're Disney, you're this giant multimedia company, right? You own all these various properties and avenues and venues and whatever. And the question keeps coming up, why are you going to Comic-Con still? Why aren't you just kind of hosting and showing these big blockbuster things and like showing new trailers? We did not get a new trailer for
Star Wars.
We did not get an official trailer for Marvel Infinity War.
It's a teaser trailer.
It's all teaser.
Let's talk Star Wars, then we will get to that, because I do think the Avengers stuff was the thing they saved. They saved that. That was the big thing at D23. That was their big reveal. The first actual footage from the first Infinity Wars movie. But with Star Wars, we got a poster as well.
We got
some concept art,
some behind the scenes stuff.
And I think then they also released some Pixar stuff, some Disney animation stuff with Wreck-It Ralph 2, The Incredibles 2.
Oh God.
Sequels!
This is
not good. Sequels.
There might have been some Frozen
sequels.
2 stuff in there as well. So, those things were cool. I'm definitely excited for Star Wars. The behind-the-scenes stuff is cool, and right now you can see some of it.
I do enjoy the behind-the-scenes stuff because
that got me excited for Rogue One when they showed that.
Right. As a filmmaker, it's always fun to see how they go about creating these movies. What are they doing, and so forth.
And they use a lot of like real effects, like not
practical effects.
Yeah, there you go, practical stuff. So that's always interesting to see. Right. I feel like it's a dying art.
It is.
The practical effects.
It is definitely.
That's why Mad Max is so good, by the way.
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Why are we always talking about Mad Max?
Because best practical effects in the last 20 years, easily. It's not even close.
Yeah, he's right.
So 2 things I want to bring up though for 3 things for the behind the scenes stuff that was brought. The first thing I want to show, we got an interesting look at a new First Order trooper with a claw weapon.
What the heck? Why?
Yes. Why on earth you would need this
to fight Jedi?
Anything so I mean it's
the armor's a little different too.
The armor was the same armor, and like
the black shoulder pads are a little different.
The black shoulder pads right here. This actually looks like it's actually directly pulled from the First Order TIE pilots. And then this weapon over here, this is brand new. I've never seen anything in the Star Wars universe that looks like that. And then the the First Order Stormtrooper helmet has a black line or ridge thing that kind of goes down as well. So this looks like some kind of Special Forces type thingy majiggy.
Are you going to do an armor build on it?
Well, I'm getting the Anovos First Order armor. I might mod mine to actually match that because this looks pretty cool. The other thing I want to show from this amazing behind the scenes stuff is the posters. So
they're all red.
Why does anyone know what red signifies in the
I always thought it was the Imperial Guard thing.
Star Wars. So at first I thought they were all Imperial Guard, but they're actually wearing their typical clothing. Like Leia has some. This is typically gray for her in Episode 8.
Yeah.
When her garb's right here. This is, I believe, like a dark blue, but they obviously photoshopped it, put it all red. And then for Finn, this is a Poe's jacket, actually, from the first film.
Okay.
Just made red. So the two significant times in Star Wars history that we see red, Episode 3, the title is red, Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
This is where the Sith kind of come back and say, hola.
Hola.
Don't know why they're anyway.
Yeah.
And then the second time is actually in Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the Darth Maul arc with Savage Opress. The title goes typically is a blue or a yellow Star Wars: The Clone Wars. It's changed to a red Star Wars: The Clone Wars, where the Sith or the Dark Forces in the Star Wars universe are kind of uprising and coming back.
That makes a lot of sense, though. I mean, this is the middle movie of the trilogy. The stakes will be raised if it's like Empire.
Darkness is coming.
Which, I mean, we've talked about this, you know, the sequel trilogy is clearly taking a lot of influence from the original trilogy. Episode 7 was very similar to Episode 4. I would imagine that Episode 8 will take a lot of elements from Episode 5, building the universe, introducing some new characters, maybe perhaps more of a cliffhanger ending, kind of like Episode 5 with our characters in danger, and I think that's what you're going to see. You're going to see the stakes rise up a little more because the good guys kind of, you know, they won at the end of Episode 7. They destroyed the base. You know, they had a crippling blow to the First Order, and I think the First Order is going to make their comeback. Yeah, for
Just like
sure.
an Empire.
The big thing that a couple of things that the crew said, the cast actually said about Rian Johnson is that he's reinventing Star Wars. Now we've heard this phrase
Every single
before
time.
in the two new post Disney Star Wars era. We've heard it twice already that the directors are coming in, they're reinventing Star Wars.
They haven't done it yet.
They haven't done it.
They have not
and
done
they
it.
They
won't,
haven't done it
because I don't think
sadly.
Disney will allow them to, because it is
It's
it's a
even-
brand.
It's not Disney.
It's a
I think
brand.
it's Lucas. The new
well, Disney,
the new
Disney
hierarchy
owns
of
Lucas.
Lucas is kind of doing that. So
So
the
Disney
last thing I
owns
want to bring up
George
is
Lucas?
I think the new tradition of Disney, you know, it being a Disney film is to always provide that one cute element.
sure.
They've got this thing that they showcased. There are 3 separate shots of whatever this thing
It's
is.
the new Ewok.
It's the
I
number
don't know
one.
what it is.
You know what it is? You know what it is, guys?
But I want it.
It looks like a frog. I don't like it.
I want it.
It's the number one selling Christmas toy of 2017.
Look, I'm rubbing its belly.
That's what it is.
rubbing
Okay,
its
yeah.
belly.
So I mean, that's some interesting Star Wars stuff. Real quick, the big thing
Marvel.
was the teaser trailer shown for the Avengers Infinity War. You know, the Infinity Gauntlet, third Avengers movie. I think we all were able to read the description about it, and I think it gave exactly what the fans of Marvel want to see: the Guardians of the Galaxy with Thor, you know, Iron Man with Doctor Strange and Peter Parker and Spider-Man and everything. We're finally seeing the culmination of all these characters coming together. A bearded Captain America, the Winter Soldier with the Wakandan army. Just all of these different things, and perhaps potential spoilers from the next 2 movies into Thor and Black Panther. Could we see a Winter Soldier cameo in the Black Panther?
Well, they already said that he's in it.
That hasn't been confirmed. That's just a rumor.
At this point, you have to
So
assume he's going to
you
be
would
in it.
assume
I mean,
with
he's
how
in
with
Wakanda,
how
so-
Civil War ended,
Yeah.
and then with Thor kind of dangling in space and the Guardians running into him.
being in his gladiator armor from
Right.
Thor, the
Could-
Thor movie.
Are we seeing Thor Ragnarok and on a cliffhanger, which would be interesting? That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I think the big thing that they did in this trailer was finally show the might of Thanos. He takes a planet, destroys it, and then throws it at people. He has Thor in a headlock at one point. It looks like he's about to just like crush him.
Did he have Hulk?
I don't think there was any fighting scenes with Hulk yet.
Because there's an iconic image in the comics where he's got Thor by the head,
Yes.
and I think he's got the Hulk like by the neck.
Right.
You know, something like that.
And
It's
then
ridiculous.
I bet the CGI looks like crap.
Well, you don't know. You haven't seen the trailer.
I haven't seen it, but I'm gonna just assume it looks like crap.
Oh, okay, Mr. Troll. But anyway,
I mean, he's not wrong.
the biggest reveal was he has the Infinity Gauntlet, and it looks like he has all 6 stones. So some people speculated the third movie was him getting the stones together, and then the fourth one was him using it. It looks like he'll be using it. The big reveal was they revealed his squad. He has like 4 different lieutenants, and they revealed those characters.
Aren't they like the 4 apostles?
They're not 4 apostles. I forget what they're called exactly. They are pretty
4 horsemen?
They're not called.
No,
that's Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Oh.
So there are 4 characters. They are pretty iconic comic book characters, but we do not have that info in front of us right now. But it'll be cool because we're going to see this footage obviously within a few weeks.
Probably next week at Comic-Con.
We will talk about it more ad nauseum. But it's exciting that we're starting to get stuff, and they did just wrap, I believe, filming yesterday for 3, and they're starting filming right up on 4.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed what you just saw, take a look at these other videos from this week's LuZoCast. You can find the full podcast on Facebook and iTunes. And for more nerdy goodness, subscribe to LuZo on YouTube. And you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.